Hey guys, happy Tuesday again. Almost said Monday. Gonna be connecting again. I really hope this doesn't get choppy again with my live connection here. We have terrible connection apparently. Hope you guys are doing well. Off to a good start to the week. I'm alive. That's a bonus. I've been, oh, there we go. I see people. Um, hey, Cap. I had the big vid over the weekend, so I am now I have a voice, so that's a bonus. I did not have a voice since Friday, so if you hear me cough or anything during this video, that is why. Got my LaCroix here. Do you guys drink these? I swear these saved me during my sickness. The bubbles or something. I don't know. I love it. So let's go ahead and get started. Tonight, I wanted to talk about one of my favorite things, sleeping. I don't know about you guys, but I just really enjoy to sleep. And maybe it's a key to my success. And ironically, I'm posting this after I just did a stress video. I'm now doing a sleep video. And in between, I got COVID. So luckily, I had a I sounded pretty horrible, but I recovered pretty quickly, I have to say. So hopefully tomorrow I can get back to like all my normal stuff. But just to give you guys an example, I texted my friend the other day a picture of my step count for Saturday, a whopping 250 steps. Yes. So I did rest, I did do all the things, hydrate, all that fun stuff. So I'm back. All right, so getting into it here. So first I want to just say welcome to all of the new people on this page. We have had a tremendous amount of growth. Apparently when you're sick, you can be on the computer a lot and invite people to the page here. So I'm excited to say we have now 887 members on this page as of before I checked today. So welcome everybody, and thank you guys for participating on the page and making it like a nice, fun, positive atmosphere to be in. And because we're all working on very similar things, just being better with our health and working towards a lot of things together in this movement. So thank you to everybody. What I would like to do, and you guys know I announced this a few weeks back, that I want to reach 1,000 members, so 1K. My goal is to reach it by April, and I think we can do this. So keep inviting your friends. What I would like to do once I hit 1K is to celebrate. I want to go out. You've probably seen some of my past posts where I offer 3 months free coaching, and then I'll do like a enter to win type thing, and I'll pick one person that I'm going to coach for free for 3 months. I think because 1,000 is a huge number, I want to bump that up to 6 months free coaching. So free one-on-one nutritional coaching. Um, if we hit 1,000 members here in the page. So be sure to hit the little invite button, tell your friends, and send them on over. I would really appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about sleep. The reason we're here tonight. So this is a great topic to follow up on last week's video. If you're new to the page, let me just tell you that we have a guides section right on this page here. You can always refer back to any of the past videos I've done. And I usually follow up my videos with some sort of PDF or something visual that you can take a look at to summarize. So I like to kind of go through a few things and then leave you with a few tips to work on. So here's my pitch. You need to sleep. Here's another pitch. You need to sleep well. So oftentimes I ask this on like an intake form with my clients. I'll ask it ongoing with my clients week by week. How's the sleep? And I even am guilty of sometimes bypassing that just because it's such a norm for people to have crappy sleep that even I, as a trainer, sometimes I have to coach, I have to remind myself, we need to talk to this person about their sleep because it is affecting or their response to everything I'm telling them to do. So if they're hitting their macros, they're getting their water, they're doing their exercise, all these things, but something's still off, we have to go back to probably sleep and stress. So those two are very correlated. Obviously, if you saw my video last week, you saw some things that I talked about stress wise. I'm going to refer you back to that video if you are having trouble with your sleep too. But let me give you the reasons why we want to focus on better sleep. First of all, give me an emoji below. I see lots of people joining in. Welcome, welcome. Give me a comment or an emoji below if you are a person that can get by on 6 hours or less of sleep. Just give me a little hand raise if you are a person that can, function and get by. And I say get by because that's kind of what we're doing when we sleep for less than 6 hours a night as like our routine. That's just a normal for us. So let me know if you're that person. I'm curious, and also I'm curious if you are a person that sleeps 6 hours or less per night, are you relying on something in the morning to, push you through? Coffee, caffeine, energy drinks. Oops, there goes my light. Hold on. Can't have that. Technical difficulties. Oop, don't like that color. Okay, I like the warm tones. Okay, so back to that. If you're a person that runs directly to your coffee maker in the morning to kind of jumpstart things, or if you have, an energy drink that you always run to just to kind of get you through, let me know if you're that person too. I'm just curious because that seems to be what we kind of think as like the go-to. So I didn't sleep well, or I just slept my normal like 5-6 hours. Gonna start my day with my coffee. So I'm just curious to see who's all falling in that category in this group here. So let me know that. Now, here's my pitch for why we need to kind of pay attention to this a little bit more. So all of the things that we do to try to improve our health somehow are going to cause a little bit of stress to the body, just our day-to-day wear and tear. If you're a person that lifts weights, this is a perfect example. When you lift weights, you are actually breaking down and taking little microscopic tears to your muscle fibers. Well, when do you think that's going to repair itself? It's going to be mostly at night when you're sleeping. And so there are tons and tons of studies and things on sleep and how important it is for muscle, not only muscle, but also all the tissue repair that's going on at night while you're sleeping. So growth, I mean, think about the kids, young kids, all the growth that's happening while they're sleeping. It's no different for us as adults. We just have tissue and cells that are being repaired and replenished as we're sleeping. So I think we generally just kind of dismiss that and push it off like, oh, I didn't sleep that well, normal, whatever. Just gonna have my coffee. And yep, I see you guys commenting. All right, good stuff. Um, and so that, again, I just want to reiterate how important it is for you to be getting that repair going on after a day's worth of anything, any stresses that you've put your body under, any mental stresses. Let's think about the emotional, the thoughts that are kind of rebooting as you're sleeping. You always hear waking up the next day, it's a new day. Well, guess why? Because we've slept and we've allowed our mind to kind of take a back seat and everything kind of just reboots. So you feel better when you wake up. Another benefit of sleeping well is going to be the decrease in inflammation. I know I've had days where I sleep like crap and I'm like super achy, super just feel like I can't get moving quite right in the morning. And that's because I didn't sleep well. And it could sometimes be the night before. So I notice sometimes it's a 2-day lapse for me where I'm feeling like a lot in my joints. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't last night. I slept pretty good last night, but it was the night before. So that could be another factor to those achy joints, less inflammation, better circulation when you're sleeping properly. Here's another one, especially on this page, we're always talking about nutrition and things like that and how this relates to fat loss. So let's think about the mood, and this is kind of what I talked about with the emotions, kind of rebooting, resetting. Is your mood improving when you sleep well? Just talk to your spouse and they can probably confirm this. I know in our house, people know when mama sleeps well or not. So, but what does that mood usually result in the next day? Usually we start to make better choices when we're in a better mood. So, not going straight for things that are kind of like our cravings or our comfort foods, sugary type things that kind of give us that feeling that we've been satisfied, even though we know it's not satisfying us. So that's kind of one of the results of poor sleep, is that we tend to make these poor judgments on what to eat the next day. And we can see how this can become a cycle, right? So day after day, if you're sleeping crappy, guess what? Your choices just become more crappy and it becomes cyclical. All right, so cortisol levels are something that kind of relates again to the topic from last week, stress. We've got those stress hormones going on. And if they don't regulate, and actually this really goes for any hormones in the body, if they're not regulating, and it's usually down regulation that happens when you're sleeping, there's no balance. So we wonder why certain things are going haywire in the body. Just take a look at your sleep. I mean, really, really take a look at it and see if you can pinpoint that as maybe a reason to why some of these hormonal shifts are happening you can't get control over. And it could be just as simple as practicing some of these tips I gave you tonight, which I'm going to get into very soon. And basically, when we're not sleeping well, I have my notes over here. So if you see me looking over here, that's why. When we're not sleeping well, it sends this huge loud signal to the body to stay kind of in stress mode, right? Survival. I talked about that last week with fight or flight mode and always being kind of like, on the go and never being able to kind of let things do what they're supposed to do. So when we're in that fight or flight mode, we have cortisol running through us all the time. If it doesn't regulate, it wants us to store as much fat, as much energy as possible so that we can live. And so when, this is kind of the metabolism repair that I'm doing with a lot of my clients right now. Sleep is a part of this, but also eating more is a part of this too. So when we let the body feel like it's okay to lose weight, it will. It's sometimes we get so wound up and so stressed about it that that's actually inhibiting things. It's holding on to and preserving that energy so that we can survive. So it's hard. All of it's hard, but it's foundational work that can really help. So this is typically where I go into the tips part of the video. And I just want to preface this by saying I'm not against any of the, take melatonin, take magnesium, take this. But do you see how that's like a quick, like immediate, like take this, it'll be fine. Take this, it'll be fine. Well, I posted the picture of the Band-Aid to kind of yesterday. I think I posted it, the Band-Aid that shows these could be Band-Aids relative to actually fixing your sleep problem. So I just want to give you some tips tonight that are hard. I'm not going to say they're easy, but I want you to think about them in terms of she's not just telling me to take a pill or some supplement or whatever. I'm not a doctor and I don't prescribe, but those things may help you, the melatonin and all those things. But let me just go through some other things that might help you as well. So first thing, very hard tip for us here in New York is to get some sunlight. So it's starting to come around, right? Get out there. That's my number one tip during this weather, is to get out and get some sunlight. The vitamin D that we need will start to affect kind of like the rhythm of our body and affect how well you sleep at night. So that's number one. It's not an easy tip for us here in New York, but it's coming. Tip two, this is going to relate to your bedtime routine. So just like children, right? We try to get them into a routine of going to sleep. We need to kind of go back and pretend like we're a child again and create a routine. Now, one of those routines is the screens that we look at, right? So all the blue light that we're taking in, it's generating a lot of energy in our brains, a lot of signals going on. And not only that, but we're taking in a lot of information. So if you're scrolling on Facebook at night, guilty, don't even get me wrong. I'm giving these tips, but I am not perfect at this. I do like sleep though. Um, Scrolling through, not only are you, it's affecting the light and everything going on, but you're taking in so much information. I mean, without your brain really even, accepting it. But just reading through posts and different information, there's some negative stuff out there, there's some positive stuff out there too, but it all, stimulates things as you're trying to relax and calm down. So I would encourage you, if you can, shut things down. This is including like lights in your house, TVs, music, or if you want to just go to like a calming type music in the house, 2 hours before you go to bed. All right. So 2 hours, shut things down, start calming down, getting into that Zen mode. All right. Now, the next one is going to be kind of in line with that. It's going to be eating before bed. So it's just another type of stimulation, right? You've got, if you eat before bed, you've got digestion and different things going on that you could have an upset stomach from. It could cause you just to be jittery. It could cause you to have more energy at night. So I would, again, say about 2 hours before you go to bed, no more eating, no more drinking. That's a big one too. Drinking anything, really, alcohol, water. I try to limit my water drinking, try to get it all in as early as possible. It's another reason I get up so early, is to get all that water in, so that you're not waking up at night to go to the bathroom. And alcohol, that's another topic for another day, but think about the kind of the breakdown in, number one, digestion that's going on when you drink alcohol, and kind of like your circadian rhythm, that you can't really get into a deep sleep with alcohol in your system. So huge. Okay, another one is to sleep pitch black. So try to kind of cut out all the light you can. Kind of goes along with the calming everything down, shutting everything down before bed. And here's another tough one. I'm going to challenge you. Maybe there's some people out there that already do this, but even including the weekends, oh man, there goes my light again. On weekends, and during the week, do you fall asleep and wake up at the same time every day and every night? Well, okay, I think we might be out of the light here. So pick a time that you go to bed every single night. Pick a time that you wake up every single day. Consistency with that. And think about the rhythm that your body is getting into by doing that. It's a very hard one, I know, especially on weekends. We want to sleep in. We want to not be bothered by alarm clocks and those types of things. But if you can try it out, I encourage it. And going back to my video from last week, the other thing is going to be to practice some stress management practices, the deep breathing and everything. If you're someone that, like me, likes to think about all of the million to-do things on their list the night before, and that's another thing I changed too, is I don't do my to-do list at night anymore. I try to, again, shut everything down early, and I do my to-do list in the mornings now, because I don't like that, like, it stimulates me to get anxious and think about all the things I have to do tomorrow. So that's just another tip for what works for me. So again, those are not easy tips, but very practical, and not just throwing a Band-Aid at your kind of sleep problems. So I hope those were helpful, and let me know in the comments if you are going to try some of these. I'm going to follow this up, as always, with some kind of visual PDF, something cute and fun, pretty, that you can look at to reference. So I always leave these up again in the guide section. You can always refer back to any video or PDF that you want. And I have set another new goal since we're almost to the 1,000 members in our page here. My next goal, business goal, is to get better and get started on an email newsletter. So I would love to put out more content in different areas, different platforms. Right now, this Facebook page has been my main source of putting out the information there. However, emails, if you're an email person, I would love to add you to my list. Feel free to comment below if you don't mind sharing your email address with everybody, or send me a private message. to let me know your email address if I don't have it already. I'll put you on my list. And then that will inspire me to write, get writing with more of this, information. So I hope you enjoyed. And let's see what Kath says. Cutting evening TV will be tough. Yes. Only time we can watch what we want is after the kiddos go to bed. I know that is a tough one. Yep. Um, Light is fine. Still see you. Okay. Very cool. Well, let me know again, you guys. Feel free to comment, share. Feel free to share what works for you guys too. These are just tips that I encourage you to try. If you have things that are helping you sleep, let's hear them. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night.